Oh, it's time for our favorite troll.
Trump installs hilarious presidential plaques. Brianna, a much safer topic. So Trump unveiled these new plaques in the White House Presidential Walk of Fame. Obama's now reads, one of the most divisive political figures in American history. He passed the Ineffective Unaffordable Act, presided over a stagnant economy, approved the terrible Iran. It goes on and on and on. Sleepy Joe Biden, he writes, was by far the worst president in American history. Then he goes on and talks about he had to withdraw from his campaign for re-election in disgrace. Now, a lot of people, including Republicans, are upset by this. They say it's very petty.
Yeah.
But isn't the reason why so many things are funny is because they are petty?
I mean, not only is this petty and funny, but if you want to talk about what's presidential and what's not presidential, sabotaging the incoming president by illegally spying on his campaign, that's not presidential. Trying to throw your opponent in jail, not presidential. Throwing Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon in jail, not presidential. Making funny things under pictures, presidential. Again, funny.
And you know what, Tyrus? This is very Trump in that it's an easy no-brainer, so he just does it.
And he can.
Yeah.
It's not, I personally don't care because I would do something like, and I do it all the time.
Yes.
You know, so when he leaves office, the next president can go down the hall and change it.
Yes.
Right? You know, so that maybe that's a new thing. Now everyone will be looking forward to which president disses which president.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you just find a president and talk trash about him if you didn't like him. So all the Democrats will talk trash, and then we'll find out who the most racist president is because Abe Lincoln, it'll just be Y. You know, so you can, I would do that. If I was president, I'd come in and make fun of, write little things about him and not as tall or this, that, whatever. Why not? It's not like he is going after them and doing bad and trying to arrest them and take away their political careers or ruin their family or give speeches where they compared him to wonderful historical figures like Hitler.
Yeah.
Like those things kind of sting a little bit longer than something on the wall. And let's be honest, you could tell Joe Biden every day that Trump trolled him on the wall. As soon as you're done, he's going to be like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. It's fine.
I seem to remember, Michael, and you're a historian, I believe. Didn't they was it Bush? The second Bush entered the White House.
The W's and the keyboards.
They removed all the W's from the keyboards.
Yeah, and Olsen, I forget her first name. She was one of the 9/11 victims. She wrote a book called Final Exit, I think, about the final days of the Clinton White House. I think this is a big mistake because Karen is the big swing voter. And Karen's white suburban women do not have a sense of humor because you point out the Home Alone stuff. If you contrast $20 to $50 for groceries and your answer is Joe Biden has an auto pen, she's not going to go to the polls and vote for you. So this is a big problem, I think. We saw that in the elections in November in Virginia and New Jersey, the huge march for the Democrats. I think if Trump doesn't recontrol what the narrative is, it's going to blow up in the midterms really badly.
So that's an interesting point.
And Wilson is the worst president by far, not Biden. Come on.
Is he?
FDR is the worst president.
Wilson's
come on.
much worse. You
No,
crazy?
come on. And I'm related to FDR. I say that as a disability.
Nerds.
Sorry, knucklehead.
Sorry, I'm a nerd.
Let's beat him up.
Let's, like you're doing anything.
All right, Kat. What do you make of this? Does it offend you? Are you upset by this? Would you do this yourself if you were president? If we one day elect a female, which will never happen, but...
I think but I think if I were president, just off the top of my head, something I might do would be, I would ask you for a bunch of your shoes to donate to kids.
Aww.
And then, instead, I would hang them all over the wall, and I'd have it be part of the White House tour. Hey, look at this man. Look how tiny his little shoes are. But
that is very cool.
I'm just workshopping it. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. If he had his little friends come in here to do this, then like whatever. But I don't think that like a government employee did this probably, right? Which means like when I look at how much I pay in taxes, when I look at this versus just being able to keep more of my money, I would rather keep more of my dollars.
But I'd rather have them do this than what they're doing, with like their stupid little woke bull You know, I'd rather have my money go to this. I'd rather have my money going to trolling and pranks.
Hell yeah. Amen, brother.
You know
And
what
hopefully
I mean?
you'd rather have your shoes going to the kids.
Yes. I'm all about the kids and their tiny feet.
They need Prada shoes.
Yes, thank you.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.